Pro-cannabis advocates are praising the recently passed Regulated Substances Bill, which they see as a positive step towards legalization and regulation. Andre Pancho de Carey's interim president of the Herbal Cooperative, THC, a cannabis advocacy group, is particularly buoyed by the legislation. The bill establishes the Regulated Substances Authority, which will oversee the licensing and regulation of cannabis businesses, the Regulated Substances Tribunal, which will handle appeals and disputes, and the Regulated Substances Fund, which will collect revenue from cannabis taxes.
So any new substance that is going to enter the country, they have this statutory board that will oversee the legislation and all the regulations.
The Regulated Substance Bill also covers licensing and enforcement. De Carey's, a member of the Cannabis Commission, aims to fine-tune the regulations and table a completed draft in Parliament by January 2024.
That means all the legislative framework would have been completed, and then we need to actually start getting on the ground infrastructure to start going.
There's a lot of misconceptions surrounding the use of cannabis. Maybe we can use this opportunity to clarify. And one of them is that it's permissible for one to be smoking marijuana in public. Clarify this for us, please.
Not at all. Basically, all countries, including the United States that have legalized, and Canada, and Uruguay, and these countries that have, I think Portugal was only the real country that came out with a completely different sort of legislative framework. But all these countries have failed with their national educational program. And that was supposed to kick in more than a year ago.
De Carey's, a strong advocate for cannabis education, blames the slow implementation of an education campaign on poor intergovernmental communication.
There was some sort of messaging going out, and I'll just give you an example. Mr. Vernie Manuel, who is on the steering committee and is the director of the St. Lucia Bureau of Standards, came out. We were hustling to try and get some sort of PSA out, public service announcement. And it's a simple thing. Cannabis is medicine. Well, that didn't go down good with the Ministry of Health, and we had to table that. So you see there's not cohesion between the ministries, there's no coordination. Okay. And just like every other country, we're missing the ball.
De Carey's believes St. Lucia's cannabis legislative framework surpasses that of other Caribbean islands. However, he acknowledges the biting challenge posed by poor etiquette and lack of education surrounding the herb, which fuel unnecessary apprehension over the new reforms.
All the youth men, you're all killing the whole vibe. If you're listening to this, what you're trying to prove? You're a bad man, a ganja man? There are people who have allergies, people who just don't like the smell, people who have COPD. Think about, you want people to respect you. Respect other people's right to breathe clean air. Move aside, look before you light up. Make sure that your smoke not going into other people's nose. That's the message I want to carry to the people, to the ganja people out there.
Over the years, pro-cannabis groups in St. Lucia have been urging authorities to treat cannabis consumption as a public health concern, not a draconian criminal justice matter for possession of very small quantities of marijuana. Solange Alfred, HTS News Force.